It's not the makeup, it's your technique. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your internet homegirl Imani. If you are new here, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Today I'm going to show you how to achieve this soft glam makeup look using beauty supply store and drugstore makeup products. We need to get back to the basics. You don't have to go and spend $1,001 just to get this look, because it's not about the products you use, it's about your technique, unless it is the products you use, but we can get into that later. So come and join me as we complete this soft glam makeup. Okay, first things first, we're going to start off by moisturizing our face. This is the CeraVe Oil Control Moisturizer. This is for my oily skin girlies. And before we put any makeup on our face, we need to be moisturizing. We're going to go in with the Kiss New York Professionals Fine Precision Brow Pencil. So what I like to tell people is it's not about how expensive a product is that determines whether or not it's better. It's actually all in your technique. You can get dollar makeup, as in Shop Miss A, that I do recommend that if you are starting out and you don't want to spend so much money on makeup, you can invest into that just to practice first before you move on to, I'll even say, the beauty supply store. If you want to at least get the hang of it first before you venture off into buying your real products. But realistically, it's always the technique. It's not really so much as the product. Now, unless the product that you're using just isn't good for your skin type, that's a whole nother story. I love using this brow pencil in particular because, for one, it gives off that microbladed brow look, especially if you're doing hair-like strokes. There's not much you have to do. Like I said, you can find this at your local beauty supply store. This is by Kiss New York Professionals. If you want to order her online, this is Ivy Beauty. This eyebrow pencil goes for about $8. So this right here is not new to anyone, but if it is new to you, this is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. She is a staple in a lot of your beauty faves beauty kit, and I still use her, but I'm gonna go in the shade Fawn. However, she is a little bit too warm for my skin tone, so I'm gonna place her on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna go in with a little bit of their blue pigment just to neutralize her a tad. You can even use this same blue corrector or neutralizer on your foundations if you need to. But we're going to mix, and the goal here, it was just to tone her down a bit because she was a little warm. So this is it now, more neutralized. That was her before. And you see she's a lot more neutralized than if I would have went in with that initial shade of Fawn. I will say that the majority of LA Girl's products, though, in my opinion, like, there's a lot of warm undertones to them, and I have their whole collection. They did send me their entire collection of LA Girl Pro Concealers. I went through each one, and all of them are still a tad bit too yellow, too orange for my complexion. So just doing this gives you your exact shade every single time. And what we do to the bottom, we're going to do to the top. And you can even go in with your foundation shade at the top, which I typically do, but because I know I'm going to end up highlighting in that region anyway, it just makes sense for me to go ahead and just use whatever's left over. All products will be tagged in my description, so if you're interested in getting any of these, they're there for you, friend. Next up, we have the e.l.f. Matte Power Grip Primer. So most people think, wait, that's drugstore beauty supply store? Yes, a lot of e.l.f. products, I'm actually running out. That's how you know I use her down. But like I was saying, a lot of e.l.f. products are actually found in beauty supply stores and your local drugstores. And when I say drugstores, I mean like Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, things of that nature. So if you're ever curious and want to know like where you can pick these up to for affordable prices, go to your local beauty supply store, Walmart, Walgreens, or CVS. e.l.f. is a drugstore and beauty supply store friendly. All right, now that we have her on here and she is activated, let's do the stick test to make sure that our primer is good, and she is. Next up, we have the Ruby Kisses Cushion Foundation. This is the shade Cappuccino. So this is what she looks like. She even comes with a cute little puff pad. I'm not going to use her only because I can't find it, don't feel like finding one, and I'm a brush girly. So simply all you do is press into this little palette. And see, even for me, which is crazy because on camera she's not reading as orange as I'm looking at right here. Like, she's a little orange. I'm gonna add a little bit of blue pigment. Like, she's warm and I don't mind it, but I'm not that warm. And you see, just adding a little bit of blue pigment neutralizes that color, so that way you get a better match for your skin tone. My whole point in showing you guys that even with beauty supply store and drugstore makeup, that you could still get your best match is to show you that it's not always the product Sometimes it's just your technique. And even with expensive stuff, you still may have to go in and tweak a product that's high end. No different than you might have to tweak like I'm doing right now. We have our Kiss Professionals. This is their Blush Pro Wand. This one is in the shade Daring Dahlia, and this one is in the shade Passionate Peony. She's a little bit lighter. So we're gonna do like a gradient ombre effect going on here. Okay, she's coming out. I'm gonna put her right about here. Ooh, she's creamy. So I don't know if you guys have been seeing the whole Painted by Esther and the whole blush trend that's been going on for years. So like somebody said, the trend has been out for years, right? But sometimes it takes for an artist to come in and perfect it and make it flawless. And I feel like Painted by Esther definitely did that, especially for women of color. Even when we were blending our blush into our under eye with our concealer, and I still do that to this day just because I really like the finish. Okay, this was Passionate Peony. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I really like her. I hope you guys are getting the same like look that I'm getting off camera. She's a little bit more sheer, and that's the whole point. So you're supposed to start off with a sheer blush part, and we're doing this at an angle. So like where your eye naturally lifts is where you want to keep this at, and that's how you get that lifted look. Now that we have Passionate Peony on there, we're going to go in with Daring Dahlia. Ooh, she came out quick, and she's a little dark. I'm a little scared, y'all, so I'm not gonna use a lot of her. Yeah, we're gonna keep that like that because she's darker than I wanted her to be, but I'm not mad. And we're gonna focus this on the balls of our cheek. So that high cheekbone point, we want it to be a sexy gradient. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you struggle with the most when it comes to your makeup? Is it foundation matching? Is it understanding how to actually apply makeup to your face shape? Or is it really just understanding your skin type and how it affects your makeup? Now let's go back into concealer. So we're going back in Fawn again, and I'm going to place her here like so. I'm going to go in with a tad bit of that blue just because she's very warm, and I know you guys can see that. And just because I like a bright under eye, I'm actually going to go in with I think this is just the flat white in the LA Girl Pro Concealer. And I'm going to put a tad bit of her in the corner. Now, I ain't going to leave her just like that because I don't want it to be white in the corner. But we are going to mix her up a bit and focus her on the inner corner. That way we have a bright under eye. Just because I really like it. I don't know why, but I feel like for soft glams, a bright under eye just does it for me. So this might actually shock you. The Infallible 3-Second Setting Mist is actually a drugstore beauty product. So I know you're thinking,
wait a minute, it's L'Oreal.
Yes, but if you really think about it, she's actually sold in your Walmarts, your CVS's, and your Walgreens. So that constitutes her being drugstore. You can Google it too. Fact check me if you want. So we're going to use her to go ahead and set our makeup because that's what I like to do before I blend out my concealers. So believe it or not, don't sleep on L'Oreal, Maybelline, Kiss New York Professionals, e.l.f. and all that just because they're in Walmart and stuff like that. They're actually really, really great products out here that people sleep on just because they don't have a price tag. All right, so what we're gonna do is start out by blending the concealer as closer to my skin tone out, and we're using light tapping motions, and we're gonna keep her focused in the areas that we placed her. This is why product placement is important when you're doing your makeup, because if you just put her anywhere and just think, oh, I'll just blend it out even more, this is how your makeup ends up looking cakey and muddied, and there's no real uniformity. And then you end up having products bleeding into itself, and you don't want that. Also, girlies, I'm telling you right now, as somebody that I said has been doing this for 10 years, less is more. You don't need that much, especially if your products are full coverage. Your products will last you so much longer if you stop caking it on. The goal is to make it look like a filter. Like, obviously we have on makeup, but it shouldn't be so prevalent that you're watching your makeup cake up on you. All right, and now we're gonna go into that lighter shade and start blending under. If you have creases under your eye, just be very gentle with blending, but look up while you're doing it so that way you can get that makeup into those creases. We're actually just gonna go ahead and carry that onto my lid because we are gonna add a little bit of probably bronzer or eyeshadow. I'm not sure yet. Time to bronze. So I'm actually going to go back in with the Ruby Kisses Cushion Foundation. This is in the shade Mocha, and I'm going to use that to work my face. This is the cute little pad that I was talking about that it comes with. I'm going to go in with this cute little angled brush. I'm going to tap. And I'm with the light hand. You don't want to like press extremely hard into your face either. The goal here is to keep the makeup looking soft. And I'm going to bring her up here. She's not as dark as I wanted her to be, but that's okay because we're still going to go on with our powders. Right now, we're just getting the foundation on so that way we can get an idea of how our makeup is going to turn out. And same thing here. Can y'all see that warmth? I love that down. It's actually really pretty. You know, I don't know. I kind of like this. I kind of like this. I normally go for a darker bronzer, but I'm not mad at this at all. And if you want, you can even bring some down here just to really chisel that jawline, give you a little bit more of a shadow. So I'm gonna go back in with my foundation brush and my setting spray and start marrying everything together because we don't want anything to look separate. And if you feel the need to, you can always go back in with your other brushes that you use, like your blush and stuff like that, if you feel like it's not prevalent enough anymore after spraying it on here. So next up, what we're going to do is actually set our makeup. So I'm going to go on with the e.l.f. HD Translucent Setting Powder. I'm going to use my brush. I have a powder puff in front of me, but because I've been having a lot of fine lines under my eye lately, I really want to just use this brush. And I'm going to take a little bit, tap off the extra, and we're just going to look up and we're going to press her in. I really love this translucent powder just simply because even if you don't have a powdered foundation, she's so sheer that she doesn't change the color of the makeup underneath. And I'm an oily skin girly, so I'm not gonna lie to you, I am going to overly set just a tad. Still using very thin layers, but my nose gets very oily very quickly, so I'm really gonna go a little bit more heavier handed in my nose. And wherever I see shiny areas at, I like to go in and cover those up. And of course, we're putting this powder everywhere we put concealer, but feel comfortable to even put it over your foundation areas if you feel like that's what you want to do. The goal here is I'm showing you my technique, but the beauty of this is you also still need to figure out what works for you. All right, so next up, what I actually want to use is the Ruby Kisses Glow and Bronzer. This one's in the shade medium. I've never used this, so we about to get real review in real time. I'm gonna go in with my angle brush, and I'm gonna go in with the bronzer shade first. I haven't used a highlighter in years, so I'm kind of interested to see how that works. But right now, we're just going to lay this powder down everywhere we put our bronzer at. And I say bronzer meaning, for me, the foundation. But for you, if you have a bronzer, do that. But that cushion foundation was perfect for the bronze look that I was going for. Okay, I like that. She's nice and matte, too. So as an oily skin girl, y'all know how mattes treat us. And I love this down for us right now. This is actually very soft and very pretty. I might even go just a little bit heavier handed on my cheekbone just because I really like the way she looks. Also, you could take a little bit on the side of your nose. So I often like to actually take my bronzer and put it up on my eyelids. So I'm gonna see what that's hitting like right now. Ooh, she's pretty. Honestly, I was gonna show y'all an eyeshadow look with another great affordable drugstore makeup product, but honestly, this bronzer is doing it for me. And I might even just be able to use this shimmer shade in here to complete a look. Like, this is super pretty. Can y'all see that? What I'm doing here too is I'm taking the bronzer and I'm really doing lightly. You see where my hand is at? Lightly. Because the further down you go, makes it harder. You want a nice range of motion when you're doing this. And I'm taking this right here in front of my brow and doing a circular motion like right here in the groove of where my nose meets, because it also creates that nice contour of bringing your nose back to life after having that makeup over it, because it could make your nose a little bit flat. We have a shimmer shade in here. I'm just going to go ahead and use it. I'm going to take this flathead brush, and she's actually a highlighter, but I'm going to use her as some, goodness gracious, she's pretty. Yeah, and we're just going to place her on the lid like that. This is super pretty. Y'all, I went quiet because I'm literally in shock. Like, this is so pretty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a blush. However, I'm not going to show you this blush because it is not considered drugstore or beauty supply store. In my vault of makeup that I have, I couldn't find any of my other blushes. I don't know if I threw them away, but I can recommend some to you. So I'd recommend the e.l.f. blush, a Maybelline blush, and heck, even a Ruby Kisses, why not? But I'm still going to show you how I apply it. So I am going to take a powder puff first, just because I'm going for a specific look, and I'm going to take the lighter shade in this palette, and I'm going to go at an angle and take it slightly under my eye. And I'm using a powder puff because I want to be very strategic about where I place it. Don't be like, oh girl, what the heck is going on? We're going to blend it out. Right now, it's about placement. All right, so now I'm going to take my brush and we're going to blend her out. And we even took some of that underneath the eye, so we're good. But the whole point now is to take a nice brush, take a brush and blend it out. Now I'm going to go into the second shade that's on here and focus her on the balls of my cheeks. I like using this big old brush because she just diffuses nicely. She just really gets the blush where I need her. And once again, if you feel like the blush is too much, go back in with that foundation brush and just lightly tap over her because she'll tone it down for you. Now, I do have a powder foundation. This is the Halo Glow powder filter. Now, the only thing I'm worried about is she does look a little bit lighter than my skin tone. I'm all for actually using this when it comes to setting your foundation, but not when she makes her look a little bit lighter than your skin tone. Okay, she's not bad, but I wouldn't use too much of her because she did make it a little bit lighter. And I like to have a seamless blend going down to my neck, and I don't like when it looks too bright. So we are going to use a little bit. And if this works, if you really want to get like that filtered and airbrush look to your makeup. All right, so now again, setting spray. And we're going to push that in. Cool. So next thing up, I'm actually going to show you guys the eyeshadow palette. This is the Makeup Revolution Ultimate Desire palette. I'm using this because I want a little bit more darkness to the eye on the outer corners of the eye, just a little bit. So I'm going to go in with this top shade right here, light hand, and keep her focused on the outer portions of my eye and lightly swirl her in into the crease. To me, what makes a soft glam is quite literally the intensity of your makeup. Nice and airy. So if you want to add a little bit more, you can, but I'm not going to because like I said, soft glam. If I make it darker, now it's a dramatic glam. And for lashes, y'all should already know, Kiss is that girl when it comes to affordable lashes. This is their Naked Drama Lash Collection. This is in the style Ruffle. So a good brown eyeliner to use. Kiss New York Professionals has a lot of them. NYX has some. Maybelline has some. Literally any brand that you can find in the drugstore aisle. So a tip for my girlies that are applying their lashes straight out the box. I do recommend to anybody putting on strip lashes, measure the lashes to you and then cut them to match your length. Take my tweezers, middle of the lash, but the inner corner to match up where my natural lash starts on the inner corner. And as I'm lining it up, it looks like I need to take off about, I don't know if you guys can see the wefts on here, like the spaces in between. So at the end, always take it off at the end. I need to maybe take off right in between here or even in between this middle one right here. Just like that. These are very, very lightweight. I'm not gonna lie, the lashes that I'm used to wearing, they're a lot thicker. I mean, I'm not mad at her, because for a soft glam, sometimes you don't want to go so dramatic on the lashes, because yet again, that defeats the purpose of a soft glam. But these are very, very lightweight. Now it's time for our lips. I'm going to go in with the Ruby Kisses lip liners. It's plumping, so I'm a little scared. Hopefully they don't burn, because that's the only thing about lip plumping stuff. I don't mind lip plumpers when they are like minty, cooling, and plump that way, but the ones that got all the chiles and stuff in them, I'm using nude beige and nude brown. Oh, it's a little button on the bottom. And she comes up. Let's see if she's dark enough for my lip line. Okay. I mean, my lip is burning like heck, but okay. Now I'm going with this nude beige one just to act as another gradient in between. Y'all, this is spicy. Ooh, y'all, my lips, they burning. Ooh, this is the Maybelline Superstay Teddy Tints. This is in the shade Soft Era. I'm gonna use her because she's very close to my skin tone, and I just love the way she looks. And when I say skin tone, I mean like my lip color. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I've been trying to find like a cute natural lip that's like not overdoing it, and I feel like I found it. Like, I feel like this just looks really natural to my lip. Okay, so this is the Ruby Kisses Lip Oil Booster. So because this is a lip tint in the center, I'm only gonna put it around where I put the liner at. Hopefully that cool it down, because ooh, child. And I'm gonna tap because I don't want it overly oily. I want like a soft lip. Yeah, like that. And because, you know, I like to spray my face a billion and one times, and it wouldn't be an Imani makeup look if I didn't do the tissue test with my brows. And you like, Imani, the last tissue test you showed us was with higher end products. Does it work the same with drugstore and beauty supply store products? We're gonna press, we're gonna press, we're gonna press, and we're gonna press. So it works with drugstore too. I told you, y'all, girl, I'm never gonna steal y'all wrong, okay? Drugstore makeup, I'm never gonna lie to you guys. Drugstore makeup, beauty supply store makeup could still give you the same finish as that high end. It's all about your technique, not about the product. And I just proved that to you with the tissue test again. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Make sure to comment and subscribe. Become one of the homegirls as we are growing, not only in beauty but in other areas of our life. Also, be sure to go check out my last two videos because I did go in depth about the Maybelline Teddy Tints, and I also showed you the tissue test on more high-end products, just to show you that there's no cap in my rap. But thank you so much for tuning in, friend, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.